If you buy the deluxe edition of the Wii U, this is what you get in the box. You get a copy of Nintendo Land, you get a stand for the gamepad, you get a powered stand for the gamepad, you get the remote sensor bar, you get the power supply for the gamepad, you get a 6-foot HDMI cable, you get the Nintendo Wii U power supply, of course you get the gamepad, and you also get the Wii U, which comes with these two little feet. So we're going to take these off so I can show you real quickly the back of the Wii U. This is comes with 32 gigabytes of memory. You'll notice that the back has two USB inputs. It also has an HDMI input, an input for your remote sensor bar, your power supply. This is really cool. This is the AV output for the Wii. At least it's the same, it matches the output for the Wii. So that means that if you have AV cables for the Wii, you can use it on the Wii U. Now the front of the system has a sync button, it has the power button, it has a disc eject, and it also has this little thing here that holds your memory and two more USB ports. Another great feature of the piano black Wii U is that it absolutely loves to grab and retain your fingerprints. You can wipe it off, but it's not as simple as just wiping it down. It actually, if you really put some effort into it, and then within 5 minutes you're gonna have fingerprints all over it again. So that's awesome. Now once you set up your console, the first thing you're gonna notice is this screen that allows you to choose a user. Once you've done that, you have to select who you are, and it's gonna bring up this screen, which is your user interface. Now one of the things that's really interesting and different about the Wii U is that it has two screens. So you've got the gamepad screen, and then you've got the television screen. This button here will allow you to switch back and forth. So now I'm seeing what was on the television, and the television is showing what was on the gamepad. By pressing that again, I can switch it back. One of the things that you have to get a little used to is the idea that when you bring that menu up onto the television, you might want to try to use your thumb pads or your directional pad to manipulate the menu. You can't actually do that because they want you using the touch screen on the gamepad. Now, the Wii U, when it leaves a store, is actually technically an offline console. What that means is that when you get home and after you set everything up, you're gonna have to connect to the internet, and then you're gonna have to download a patch, probably a sizable patch. It is going to add a lot of things like online support, a lot of entertainment support. It's also gonna add some gameplay functionality. It may even change the user interface. So you'll see that like you've got Netflix, it doesn't work, YouTube doesn't work, Amazon doesn't work, Hulu Plus doesn't work. Even the Wii menu, which is where you would go for backwards compatibility, doesn't work. So if you go into one of these, I'll show you what Netflix looks like. It's gonna bring up this menu that says an internet connection is required, and you're not gonna be able to do anything. It'll basically ask you to do a patch. But let's look at what you can do if you don't have the time, or you don't have the interest, or maybe you don't have internet. One of the really cool things, it sounds like a cheesy thing, is that if you go in and you wanna change your TV connection settings, you can just go here and it will actually show you TV connection type, TV resolution. If you've ever had to do this on an Xbox 360 or PS3, when you change your resolution, a lot of times it won't auto-detect, and you end up having to guess or do some sort of emergency button pushes to try to get back to your resolution. This, because it doesn't require the television, allows you to go in and change those settings. It's very cool, it's very useful. The Wi-Fi setting is really simple. You just go in, you choose connect to the internet. It's very streamlined. They've done a lot of good work on making sure it can auto-detect and set things up for you. One of my favorite things is that it has built into it a TV remote. So this is an actual, like, I think of universal remote that you might get with your cable box or that you might buy with your TV. This is like magic. This is asking for the first letter of the TV manufacturer. So I press S, I have a sharp. So I'm gonna go down here to sharp. I tap sharp. That's it. It is now, you can't see this, but it is now controlling the volume. It's gonna have me check the input. That worked, and so now that I see it, it sees that I've tried all the buttons and I see it worked. I just say worked, and it says it's configured the TV. So I've already said I wanna use the TV remote. I've already set up a TV remote. But if I wanna change it, if I say other remote, and I say cable box, you go through, you choose Motorola, and it immediately just sets it up. It's amazing. I'm not sure how it's able to do that so quickly, because I've had a lot of universal remotes and you usually have to go through a lot of button presses. I've tried this on 4 different TVs, and every single time it's gotten it right on the first time, which is really cool. Once you're in your system, you'll see that you have a TV control button over here. Once you're anywhere, like including in a game, by the way, you can just press this button and it brings up this which is your thing. So it allows me to do some really great things. If I'm playing two-screen gaming, so let's say I'm playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, and that's a game you can play entirely on this system. Let's say my wife comes down, doesn't want to watch the game on the television. I just come here, I press this button to pop up the menu, I press input, change it to the cable box, I change it to the channel she wants to watch, I close this, and then I continue playing my game. It's really, really cool. It's a great reason that you should have this set up in your probably near the TV that you're going to use most, so that you can use it as both a TV remote and a gaming system. But without the patch, there isn't a whole bunch more you can do. You can play games, and you can also go into the Mii Maker. So we're going to go ahead and look at the Mii Maker right now. This is very similar to the Mii Maker you would have seen on the Wii, and probably a little more similar to what you would see on the 3DS. The reason it's a little closer to the 3DS is because both the 3DS and the gamepad for the Wii U have a camera built into it. So it has that added functionality of allowing you to create a Mii from either scratch or from a photo. So we're gonna see if I can do this real quickly and have it insult me. I am a male, and I'm gonna choose skin tone, and I'm gonna choose eye color, and I'm gonna choose hair. Actually, I'm gonna make it more realistic. And I'm gonna choose gray hair, because that's how I feel. And then I choose my hairstyle. And after you go through all this, it's going to take a photo. So I have to line this up. Chin, top of my head. So it is now creating the Mii that looks nothing like me. I kind of secretly think that Nintendo developed this to try to, look at that, it doesn't look anything like me. I look like an old man with a square head. If you don't like it, you can go through and choose other things. So anything I'm not happy with, I can go in and, you know, make my head pear-shaped if I want to. You can go in and like change all your settings, give yourself a big cheesy grin, change your hairstyle, change your eyebrows, anything you want. Okay, so then once you're done with this, you save it. You want to make a nickname for your character. And that's how you create a Mii in the Mii Maker. And really, there isn't a whole lot more you can do. You can play around with the Miis, you can play games, you can mess around with your settings, but until you do that patch, you're off the grid, you don't have any internet, so you're sort of alone in this lovely, quiet place with clouds, hanging out by yourself.